Oh, here we have it, ladies and gents. Netflix's Queen Cleopatra, the executive producer, has come out and says the controversial casting choice, and I quote, reflects the multicultural nature of ancient Egypt. What? Yeah, that's why you're being sued by an Egyptian lawyer. Because they want the... Look, you can't sit there, ladies and gents. You can't sit there and claim cultural appropriation and then not expect it to come back and bite you in the ass one day. The Egyptians are not happy about this. That's their culture. Now remember all this like my truth bollocks. Well, that's their truth right now. And also, FYI, I mean, that is literally the truth. Cleopatra was Greek Macedonian. So, aka not black, remotely. So, oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Oh, goodness me. Now, this is the executive producer. This is a mouthpiece for Jada Pinkett Smith, by the way. Because this is her show, Jada Pinkett Smith. I mean, who'd have thought that? You know, the woman that cucked Will Smith just decides to insult an entire country. Oh dear. Anyway, check this out, right? Because they're just doubling down. Look, I've got to give them this. Give them the stones on doubling down. Because they do have some stones for doubling down. I'll give them that. I will give them that. Normally, people cave. But at least they got conviction. Hit subscribe if you're new here, guys. This is utterly hilarious. We do love a good laugh and a joke and a giggle. Sounds a bit girly, but you know what I mean. Here on this channel. God. Anyway, the executive producer behind Netflix's Queen Cleopatra, the docudrama. This is the problem is it is being marketed as a documentary, right? That's the issue I think most people have with this. Is if this was this is just a drama, you know? I think people would be less inclined to be, perturbed by it. But they're marketing it as a documentary, so people are pissed because idiots, dumb ass idiots, and this is not just stateside. This is the UK as well. Dumb ass idiots from the UK, the USA, young kiddily winks will look at this and go, Cleopatra is black, BLM or some nonsense like that, And it's just not the case, because the problem is what a lot of people are naive to. Is that these children literally get a history lesson from these things now. And it's just changing this, retroactive, history lesson. It's pathetic. Anyway, so the executive producer has defended the casting of an actor of mixed heritage descent in the titular role, stating that Adele James reflects the multicultural nature of ancient Egypt. Just drinking my coffee. I'd let that sink in. Yes, but we know what Cleopatra was, you idiot. With Queen Cleopatra premiering today as the second instalment of the African Queens series, Jane Root, who runs the Jada Pinkett Smith narrated show's production outfit, Newtopia, said Netflix asked us to promote a conversation, and that's just what has happened. So we can fucking blame Netflix, can we? Netflix asked you to be controversial, so we just obliged. Come on now. The series has been generating headlines aplenty over the past weeks, following the Egyptian government's staunch criticism over James's casting, with the government insisting that the ancient queen was likely of Greek descent and would have been fair-skinned. Just because it's on the continent of Africa, you dunces, doesn't mean she was black, alright? I don't understand how, to get through to you. Right? Africa as a continent, pretty fucking big. Not everyone's black in Africa, okay? God, I know people hear Africa and they instantly go, oh, black. No, it's a big place, you dunce. I honestly love the fact that the Egyptian government has criticised the casting. And I love the fact that they've come out and said, no, she was likely of Greek descent and would have been fair-skinned. Greek Macedonian. I love it. I absolutely love it. The discussion has been debated on the likes of The Daily Show and Piers Morgan's Talk TV show. And, according to the Egypt Independent, the government-backed Al Wathaqwa, whatever, documentary channel has begun producing its own doc to more accurately depict Cleopatra's life. Good. But this is the thing, right? A documentary channel has had to produce a counter-documentary. It's this language that makes people believe this is a documentary. And that's the problem with it. It's being promoted as a documentary. If it was promoted as, oh, this is just fiction, who the fuck cares? No one would care. But it's not. Anyway, in a statement today, Root, a former Discovery president and BBC controller, said academics have long debated Cleopatra's exact parentage, while she quoted one expert who believes there is a possibility that Cleopatra was part Egyptian. Fucking hell. There's whatever. We decided to depict Cleopatra of mixed heritage to reflect these theories and the multicultural nature of ancient Egypt. Race in her times was a long way from what it is now. It is not every day that academic discussion of ancient history makes the news. No, because normally people respect culture. And they respect what is near universally agreed, that she was Greek Macedonian. But we know why you did this. You don't have to say it, you know. Well, you've already said it. Netflix asked you to be controversial, basically. Bloody jokers. The first season focused on Queen Njinga and launched earlier this year, with EP Maxine Watson recently telling Deadline that blockbuster hits including Black Panther and The Woman King had paved the way for a mainstream story helmed by a world-famous name like Pinkett Smith, and Season 2 has so far courted far more controversy than the first. I mean, look, the fact that you are literally quoting The Woman King, the Woman King, ladies and gents, depicted the Dahomey kingdom as this sort of like benign, forced into the slave trade thing. No, the Dahomeys, that is, I'm not taking a piss, that's actually what they were called, were influential in the slave trade. In fact, most black people from the States would be descended from individuals caught and sold by the Dahomeys. That's a fact. They were rife in the slave trade. Disgustingly so. In fact, so much so that they continued doing it after it was outlawed by the British and we had blockades for the Navy. But they kept doing it. It's disgusting. So the fact that you're quoting the Woman King doesn't look good on you. Anyway, thought we'd find this all funny. Reflects the multicultural ancient Egypt. Piss off. Piss off.